Let's rock and roll.
Rock and roll, rock and roller.
What's up?
How we doing?
Doing good, doing good. Welcome. Welcome, welcome.
Got my monster shirt today.
Nice. That's old school.
OG creatures right here.
That is old school.
Old school. Well, welcome to the
Live stream for July. We'll call it July.
July. I dig it. I dig it. What are we doing? We're on the Facebooks. We're on the. Are we on the Instagrams?
We may be. It might be.
Are we
I'm not
TikToking?
100% sure. We're TikToking as far as I know. We're LinkedIn.
Cool.
LinkedIn. YouTubing.
YouTubing. Sweet. MySpacing? No.
MySpacing. I don't know.
Nah, too bad. That'd have been cool.
MySpacing.
Who's the guy? Tom, right?
Oh, was that Tom? The guy with the
Tom.
white shirt?
Yeah, that was your first friend on Facebook. Look, Tom's my friend. He's already
MySpace.
MySpace. Yeah, that's cool.
Hey. Hello to you.
Fajiro.
Yes. Just confirmed we are not on Instagram. We tried.
What about the X?
I don't think we're doing X.
No. All
No.
right.
No.
I don't know.
YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok.
That's all right. But I mean, a lot of stuff going on anyway. Regardless of where we are streaming. A lot of stuff going on our end as per usual.
Per usual.
As per usual. Oh, I like the background in there.
Yeah, I threw in a little wild robot.
Wild Robot, man. Love that movie. It's pretty good. There's a little fox down there. Yeah, he's cool. Yep, I see him. Yep. Cool. We had a lot of our grads work on that one.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's another one. But yeah, so this is Animation Mentor, right?
Yes.
And
We are Animation Mentor.
Animation Mentor, this is what we do. We're an online animation school, have been since 2005. If you don't know, now you do.
I know now.
But this is what we've been doing since 05. And so it's kind of insane that it's been happening that long. And there's so many graduates that have come through our school that have worked on great movies like Wild Robot, like we see under there, under me, right? His legs right there.
Right.
Carly checking in, Luminati checking in. What's up? Good
Luminati.
to meet you. Yeah.
You
You
got
can,
one already.
yeah, you can totally animate your own character. There's a lot more to it than just like animating it and making it good. There's a lot of moving parts to that, Carly, but it's definitely something that you could check out. Matter of fact, we should have this QR code for somebody like Carly, which is the animation course with Chad Stewart, right? That'd have been cool because that's really a good course for somebody like Carly to reach out to Chad and Kayla Stewart and learn, in an environment that's from 11 years old to 18 years old. That guy's a Disney animator.
Yeah.
And
one of our former animators.
one of our former animators, and most of the students that go through the animation course end up over here at Animation Mentor anyway. So it's probably a good start for Carly for sure. Oh, look at that! There we go.
Look at that.
Cool. Yeah, the animation course. Check out that when you can, Carly, because that's a cool place for you to learn that kind of stuff to begin with.
And we get a lot of younger students that take their courses that come back here. I can name a handful of students that once they got a little bit older, they came over to our school. So check them out.
But yeah, so it's what we do. We teach 3D character animation amongst many things, right? We do 2D animation, we do storyboarding, we do cartoony animation, we even do game animation, right? And so we do a lot of different things. So if you're into that kind of stuff and that's what you're looking to do as a career, maybe as a hobby, I don't know. I mean, we mainly train people for the career side of it. I don't know what that was. That was weird. You didn't see that on your end? No? Okay, man. Wackadoodle. A lot of action in the sky out here. Let's just say that going on. But yeah, so if this is the kind of stuff that you want to learn and you want to learn from people that are currently working in the studio world at Disney and Sony and Pixar and DreamWorks and Weta and ILM and all the names we all are familiar with, it's probably a good spot to do that at.
Yeah. And just taking a step back, if this is your first time joining our live stream, what we do here is answer questions that you might have about Animation Mentor. Not questions necessarily about how to animate. We leave that up to our mentors. But if you've got any questions about how to apply, How do you register for courses? Do you qualify for certain courses? What skills do you need to have before you apply? What kind of computer requirements? Things like that. So if you do have any of those questions, please feel free to put those in the chat. We're happy to answer those questions. And if you don't ask questions, me and Tim are professional ramblers. So
It'll be endless, guys. So
we had to limit this live stream to 30 minutes because Tim and I could go for 8 hours straight.
Yeah, I've got some good fireworks stories for you guys.
I've seen some video.
Yeah, I saw some video that I sent to Mars. I've got injuries on my hand. So be safe and sane with your fireworks, whether they be, fireworks you've purchased or have created on your own.
Yeah, definitely. Well, cool. Well, where are you guys checking in from? I know we've just got a smaller handful of people in here right now, but I believe Fajiro is in Nigeria.
Very cool.
But yeah, where's everybody checking in from? Tim, you're down in the south, right?
I am. I'm in
Southern
the natural
United States.
state, they call it, because it is full of nature out here. I'm in Arkansas. Fayetteville, Arkansas is actually where I'm at.
Huh.
However, I do hail from California. I was born and raised there, much like that guy, right? Same thing.
Born and raised.
Yep. Now look at this.
Also California native, however, relocated to the Buckeye State.
Yep.
Also known as the great state of Ohio.
Dominic, thank you for everything.
Illuminati's. That's where the Illuminati is. Brazil.
Yeah, I knew. I had to be.
Cool. That's the plus 55, as we sometimes know it as.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah.
And look at Dominic. Kind comment here. Thank you for everything you do, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Cool. Well, like Tim said, we've got a ton of stuff going on. We're always prepping for our next term. And if you see this little ticker down at the bottom, hard to believe, we're not only accepting applications for fall 2025 starting at the end of September, but we've got winter 2026. Tim, you've been waiting all year to prep for this.
Yeah, everybody knows it. Winter is coming.
Winter is eventually coming. It may be really hot outside right now.
Yeah, exactly. I think Jon Snow said it best, right?
Winter is coming. I had to, if you do apply to the school, you have to put your first and last name and email address like you would expect to do. But I wanted to look at to make sure that it said fall and winter, so I had to log in. So I put Jon Snow, and then I put John at winterfell.com.
Oh, I like it. It's probably taken though.
Yeah, I know, probably. But yeah, we are prepping for those terms, and good news at this point of the application and registration process, it's not too late to apply for the fall term. If you do not have any animation experience yet, you can still take the Maya animation course in the second half of our summer term that's coming up, and be prepared for our fall term in September. So it's actually really good timing on your part. If you're thinking about jumping in and you don't have any experience yet. The other thing that's pretty awesome is we've got a special promotion going on right now. We don't do this too often, but every once in a while we've got a special promo on the Maya animation course, and this is designed for complete beginners. If you're brand new, have never done any 3D character animation in Maya yet, or maybe you've only done some 3D modeling, maybe object modeling or some character modeling, or maybe it's been a long time since you've used Maya, this is a really good course to start off with. Regular price is $699. It's down to $499. It's less than $100 a week.
It's not bad. Scan that QR code, and the cool part is you don't have to pay for Maya, the software.
Nice perk there for sure. Somebody just asked me about that. I had a meeting. They're like, well, how much do I need to pay for Maya? $0 or free $99.
JRR24, bonjour from Louisiana.
Bonjour.
No, I'm in the South.
Pretty close.
JR24 is in the real South.
That is the real South. And I love the all of the emojis that they use down there. Is that crawfish or a lobster?
Well, it's definitely gonna be a crawfish. Mud bug. I call them mud bugs. That's a mud bug.
That's a mud bug
for sure. We've had our fair share, but yeah. Well, Mars is saying it's true. The Maya stuff is that is the foundation for all the courses that we offer here, whether it's character animation, whether it's cartooning, whether it's game animation. You need to learn that software, and we sort of pare it down into 6 weeks to teach you the side of Maya that you're really going to need to know to be
Right.
able to, do keyframing and understand what FKIK is and what the heck is this graph editor that I've heard about. So, yeah, there you go, JR. Crawfish. Yep.
Crawfish.
hmm Yep.
Yep, absolutely. So that's the best course to start off with, and that special promo that's going on. I believe it's till August 10th. Does that sound
Yeah.
right? That might be a Sunday.
Yeah.
So you've got some time to get registered in that. You're in the very beginning part of the registration period right now, both for the Maya animation course and also Animation Basics for Rhino 1. Registration is open for that right now for our fall term. We've got people jumping in already.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a busy one.
Now, something that's new to what we've been doing as of late, we just started this new sort of registration platform that we're using right
Oh, yeah.
now, and which seems to be really, really cool. The neat thing is that students that are, that have already been accepted into, our upcoming fall term for Animation Basics, they can actually, hold their spot in class, choose their mentor and their schedule, and it only cost them $99 when they put their
Nice.
deposit down,
That's
which
awesome.
is crazy
big change.
because right. And so now the cool thing is they can do that and actually set up their payment plan, because we do offer payment plans for our 12-week courses, and so they can establish that stuff super early in the whole process. And it is good to get registered early, because we get down to the latter part of the course and everybody is like, oh my god, I want to get into this mentor's class, but it's sold out. They're
Right.
like, well, I told you probably should have gotten this done a little bit earlier so that you can get the mentor that you truly wanted. They're all awesome, but sometimes people have specific schedules that they need, and so do it early.
That's the tip of the day. Get registered early for sure, especially because the fall term is our busiest term of
Yeah.
the year. That's the big one. So I do anticipate a lot of sections selling out. But yeah, if you reserve your seat early, and the registration deposit is $400 lower than it has been in previous terms,
Yeah.
that's a pretty good deal.
The payment plans are super easy to set up. They've definitely streamlined the process quite a bit.
Right?
And for folks that aren't familiar with, taking classes here at Animation Mentor, these aren't just a bunch of videos you're clicking on, right?
No.
And taking tests at the end and all that stuff. These things are there's live Q&As that are happening during the week. There's a lot of live events happening during the week,
Yeah.
not just from your live Q&A, but all the dailies that we have, during the week as well, that you could just drop into and actually get extra feedback on the shots that you're working on. There's 12-hour homework labs on Saturday, which is pretty cool. Even next week on Wednesday, right on Wednesday, we've got Barry Rooney doing a free 1-hour workshop on breaking the rules of animation. There it is. And that thing is going on next week. If you want to see how this works and actually pick the brain of a guy like Barry Rooney, this is a great event for you to go to. Mars and I will also be in attendance as well. It's not only him talking to you about the rules and how to break them, right, for an hour, but there's a live Q&A with Barry afterwards. So if you want to talk with one of the mentors as well, that event right there is pretty slick.
Be a live Q&A with us at the very, very end too.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll be super slick.
Yeah, Illuminati. I want to start an animation course. What are the minimum requirements on my demo reel for body mechanics classes? That is a great question. And so for students like Illuminati that maybe have some experience in animation that might not want to start in Animation Basics, maybe their skills are a little bit above that. What they do is they submit a demo reel. What we do is we'll send the reel over to one of our mentors. They'll review the reel. They'll come back with some feedback notes, which are priceless to have, because you want to find out what looks good, what needs help, and how to fix it, right? But then they'll also let you know what class you're going to be approved for. The things that they're going to need from you, they're going to need some walk cycles in there, right? To get out of class one, it'd be cool if you had some pendulum swings in there, something that kind of shows like you have an understanding of the wave principle, and what else? Ball bounces are really good to have in there.
Yeah, simple one.
I would avoid putting in a bunch of character dialogue shots with lip sync and stuff like that, because if we're only looking to like maybe get into body mechanics, those aren't going to really help you. Walk cycles are going to, be the real thing, because they want to make sure that you're showing some timing, some spacing, some weight. All those kinds of things are really important in there. So you're going to submit an application, like normal, which is going to, have your name, your address, your email, all that stuff. They're going to ask you to also include an essay on why you want to become an animator, right? When you do that, write us a story. Mars and I read every application essay that comes through. We reach out to you right afterwards to go, hey, we saw your application. We saw your essay. Looks super cool. You've been accepted. And then there's an extra step for somebody like Illuminati where they check a box that says they want to apply for advanced placement. And then that's when we send it to that mentor to have them look at it. And then we get back to you. How's that?
Boom. Complete.
Bang.
Process. Boom.
Yep.
Nice. That's super helpful. And I did throw an application link in there if you're interested in checking out the application. It's right there. Free application, but you do need to pay for the courses. Sandeep, hello to you. Dylan, hello to you. JRR24, I like your commercials I've seen on YouTube. Thank you so much. Almost all of the work, I would say probably all of it, is that we post on all of our channels. All either students or recent grads. Pretty amazing stuff. So that's cool.
And Sandeep is enrolled in a Maya 3D animation course, living in India, 28 years old, and making a good decision. Why, yeah, if you're looking to be a character animator and you're starting out with Maya, you're making an excellent decision to learn how to use the software, because after that, we starts to level up in intensity and difficulty and knowledge level and all those kind of things.
Yeah, what a great first step. I think you're really going to enjoy it. So, yes, stay for the ride. Dylan's making his own series called Avatar Heroes. That sounds pretty cool.
Very cool.
Ingrid. So, just a little bit about us. Tim and I are both student success coaches. So our expertise is around academic advising, admissions, helping students get enrolled into our courses. So we're not animators. Our mentors are the ones that are animators. And those are really great questions to ask, in classes with your mentor. Once you take a class here and you get to know your mentor, those are the types of questions you can ask in class. Or maybe even at the free live workshop next week too. That might be a good question.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Barry will break it down for you.
Yeah, Barry will. So just in case you missed it, Ingrid, I posted this QR code for our workshop that's happening next Wednesday. So you should definitely sign up for that. That's free.
M. Danzilla. Hello, guys. It's been a while.
Hey, M. Danzilla. It has been a while.
Cool.
JRR24 is asking, are there courses in voice acting? No, we are primarily an animation, modeling, digital painting, storyboarding type school. We do not have any courses in voice acting at the moment.
Great usage of your emojis, though.
It is. That's pretty good. I do like those. However, if you are getting into, the more advanced acting courses and you're starting to do, some lip syncing and acting and things like that, if you wanted to use your own voice and animate to that, you could probably do that. It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of students that commonly will do that, or they'll use dialogue from
movies,
movie, right?
TV shows. Yeah,
cool
for sure.
To see kind of that stuff happening.
Podcasts. Actually, one that was from a podcast. Yeah, last time I checked, I had like 250,000 likes on it on Instagram.
Is that the mime one?
Yeah, exactly. That one was super popular. It was based off of a podcast.
What was that from? That's such a great piece too.
It's
QR code is in should be on that one for sure. Okay, Dylan's going to get started after 30-year-old birthday on September 3rd. Good for you.
Sounds like a great birthday present to yourself.
Yeah, the cool thing about animation, there's never, a situation where you're too old, or too young. I've actually got, somebody that's like a 15-year-old taking our Maya course right now. And I think we've had students that were, I believe, in their 60s taking courses with us too.
Yeah.
So,
I was talking to a guy that was, I'm not very young, but he was a little bit older than I am, and he's pretty excited about taking some courses with us. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's one of the amazing things about our school is we do have students that are teenagers, and we have students that are
Yeah.
further along in their careers and in their lives, and I think that's great. That's we need those different
Yeah.
perspectives. And
And not only from the age standpoint, but also from skill level, because
uh,
this our school isn't just meant for people that are already working in the industry, that have a bunch of experience under their belt. We have classes for them, right? But we also teach students as noobs, right? When they
yeah.
when they were just, you're holding them in your Maya arms, right? And coddling them and teaching them how to use the software, and then they take their skills to the next level. So you don't have to be a seasoned pro to be able to do animation mentor. Starting out from the basics is probably even better, because we don't have to break you from any bad habits. We can show you
Right.
the right way from the get-go.
Yeah. And actually, you kind of addressed Sandeep's a couple of comments he has in here, about being a little bit worried about, maybe learning the graph or a curve for improving
Yeah.
3D animation, bouncing ball with different weights and stuff like that. He seems a little bit concerned, but, like Tim said earlier, we're going to do in this Maya course is break down specifically the tools that you need to use for animating in Maya.
Yeah.
And I think that takes some of the stress, anxiety, the complexity out of things, because Maya can be really overwhelming when you open it up to a blank scene. There's a lot of different things going on with menus and tools and all that sort of stuff. But I remember having a conversation with Bobby Beck in the office years ago, and I think you were there too, and he said something like, I only use like 8 different tools in Maya to animate, or
That's
something
it.
like that.
Yeah.
That was it. It's like, wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So
He
we're-
figured out which ones he actually needed to make it happen. It was all about creativity and bringing things to life. And you're right. I mean, he boiled it down to just these few simple shortcuts that helped
Mhm.
him, because there's a lot. You open up the interface, like you mentioned, my God, that's insane looking. We actually had a couple of our Maya courses that we did, those free workshops that we have,
Yep.
that are on there too, which are really, really useful for people too. And it's insane to see some of the stuff that these students are having to deal with on Maya. So yeah, take the Maya course for sure if you're not. But
Yeah.
Sandeep's already doing something.
And if you want to get a little inspired, if you want to check out, what does our student work actually look like? I tell students and families all the time, when you're checking out an animation school, of course you want to check out your mentors, you want to check out tuition, stuff like that. But if you really want to see the quality of a school, take a look at the student work. Check out this 2025 student showcase. Tim mentioned earlier we're celebrating 20 years that we've been an online animation school, and this is going to give you a really great idea of what our students are doing. So take a look at that.
Yeah, yeah. And there's so many. It's movies like Wild Robot. I do stick around afterwards to watch the ending credits. We'd do that when we were in the office. We'd go see movies in the
Oh, yeah.
theater, all of us as a team, and
saw
we'd
it,
sit in the movie afterwards. The last one's there.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
Everybody's
For sure.
gone. We're hanging out, and we're checking
Taking
out the
notes.
ending credits. Yeah, exactly. Taking notes, and it's cool when you see, the mentors that work for us, all spread out through the ending credits of movies, and then you start seeing names that look familiar to you, and they're students' names, and
Yeah.
they're like right there next to that somebody that may have been their mentor in
Their
class,
mentor. Yeah,
and
for
they worked
sure.
on the same show. And I mean, that's super cool. And that's like that full circle kind of thing where you're like, look at that, man. That's pretty sweet.
Remember we went and saw Into the Spider-Verse together,
Yeah.
and hard to believe. I don't know if you're going to believe this, but that was 7 years ago.
I can't believe that. That was like, dude, there was like 40 something grads on that.
42, I think.
42 grads on that show,
Yeah.
man. That's like insane. But that movie was, I mean, it just changed the game. That
Oh, yeah.
graphic novel vibe come to
The
life. Super
style,
cool.
yeah. For sure. I think we're going to see a lot more of that coming up too. Is sort of that hybrid animation feel where it's 3D, but it's got some 2D elements in it.
Yeah.
and the look
You can
and
see
feel
some
like
of that
Arcane.
stuff with like Arcane. I was just gonna say Arcane.
Yeah.
You get that sort of vibe to a lot of the stuff that Double Negative does with their shows, Intergalactic and
Oh, I
Nemona's
love that
got
one.
that sort of vibe
Intergalactic
to it
was
as well.
great. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that one. Yeah, I remember actually because another perk of being a student here at Animation Mentor is we have a lot of visiting artists,
Yeah.
whether it's people we already know like Barry Rooney that's going to be here next week, or other people in the industry. I mean, whenever a new movie or video game comes out, chances are we know people, and we had a great talk Q&A, if you will, with our students and people from Double Negative that worked on Intergalactic, and it was cool to see that breakdown. They said,
Yeah.
we're using 3D rigs, but we're doing hand painting 2D right on top of the 3D.
That was
rigs.
amazing. Yeah, that was amazing. And we even had, remember when we had Ted T, the global
Oh, yeah.
director of animation for Double Negative, joining us for a super extended
Big title.
Man, that's a huge title to have. Anything that's got global in front of it, it ain't bad.
Yeah. Tim's actually our chief global responder to students here.
Yeah. Actually, somebody from Spain was just messaging me on WhatsApp as we're talking right now.
Yes,
I saw it appear on my
responder.
computer. I'm like, look at that. There we go.
He's our CGR.
Yeah, that's right. I'm getting that on my cards.
Put it on your cards.
I have cards too. They're in here. I do have them somewhere.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Weird. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, Sandeep, the body mechanics that I'll be learning is on Stuart. I actually got to know about you people because of that rig. The Stuart rig is super duper popular.
Yeah.
One of our free rigs that students have access to. That one and our Squirrels rig is another one that's free as well. But yeah, Stuart's wildly popular for students that are just sort of learning this stuff and then progressively going into even more advanced rigs as you kind of go along. So we got a bunch of new ones. As well. The Darius rig is super slick looking. The Tina rig, awesome as well. So we got a lot of really cool rigs that, not only are people like Sandeep using some of the free ones, but for students that are taking classes with us here, you have access to all of our rigs, not only as a student of Animation Mentor, but even after you are done taking classes with us, you still have access to those rigs and any new ones that we come out with, which is really kind of neat. So if you go through all 6 courses of our character animation program or our game animation program, all the rigs that you use, you will continuously have access to those rigs to work on your own stuff, because you're never really done, in learning this stuff and reinventing yourself. You can't just build a demo reel from 5 years ago and then go, looks cool 5 years ago.
Right.
You need to freshen that thing up on a regular basis, and having access to rigs is going to be vital to your success.
For sure. I love that too, because I'm thinking of Stuart. Stuart's a simple rig, but high quality rig. And how many versions of Stuart have you seen?
I love the Spider-Verse version.
That's a good one. Yeah, I've seen him as the buff garbage man. Remember that one?
The buff garbage man's a good one. Yeah, hanging off the garbage truck. Yeah.
Pirate. I've seen him pirate jumping
Pirate
around.
One's cool. Yeah. I mean, and he doesn't talk, right? He's not a lip sync type of a rig, but he does everything that you need him to do.
He's a boy of very few words.
He is a boy of very few words.
Well, cool. Well, again, we're here for you guys. If you have any questions about Animation Mentor, we've got a few more minutes here. Throw those in the chat. We're happy to answer any questions that you have. The Rotary Club of Faisalabad says,
awesome.
Thanks for being here. We appreciate you. Dylan sounds busy making my first animated feature film, King of the Outback. Very cool. Good luck with that.
Nice. Yeah. I hear your mouse scroll button.
No, it wasn't me.
Wasn't you? I could hear it.
I heard that too. Well, it was a weird sound.
Right? It didn't sound like I was like, that's a mouse scroll.
It was part of the song. It was part of the song because I was tripping for a second too.
Who does that? I mean, as a producer, they're like, wait do you hear this?
I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna put a mouse scroll in
there.
No, actually, I added a little glider in mine, so make it real slick. So
right, I thought you did one in your MIDI, and you're like, oh man.
Hold on, I got this sound queued up.
Yeah. Anybody? See, I told you we could just ramble.
Oh yeah, we can. Actually, I do have a sound that I use from time to time when I'm making tracks. That's a keyboard typing.
Oh, the keyboard chat. It's not that.
Well, yeah, I
Because
gotta
that's the favorite amongst us.
It's a good one. Sandeep, yeah, absolutely. I mean, animators they're real jobs. It's a real career. Um, oh, we got a TikTok message. And yeah, absolutely. You can certainly make a living. I mean, all of our mentors are they're successful and living in various places around the world. And
Yeah. And let's just say you're not going to make bad money at it. Let's just say that.
good money,
Right. Good money. So,
quality money.
yeah.
Yeah, and salaries range from place to place, country to country, and stuff like that. So, do some research and find out what's available in your country. So we've got Mr. Pixel from TikTok saying hi, hello to you.
Hey, Mr. Pixel.
Agony Prime from TikTok says, teach me everything you know in 5 minutes. Go.
Oh, wow.
Well,
Go. Yeah, there it is.
there it is. Agony Prime. Today's actually Amazon Prime Day.
It is, isn't it? Shouldn't have told me that. I got work to do.
We got stuff. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it, and we do these live streams every single month. They're for you. If you've got questions, you can reach out to us. And if you're just joining the tail end, we're just finishing up here, but there is a lot of ways to get a hold of us.
Yes.
First of all, you should definitely follow us, because if you're following Animation Mentor on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, then you're going to get updates when we go live. So make sure you follow us. If you've got additional questions, maybe we didn't get to them today or they pop up later, that always happens to me. You can give us a call. Our phone number in the US is 877-326-4628. You can also email us. Tim and I actually have a shared inbox, so anybody that emails admissions
Somebody's getting to it.
animationmentor.com, we're going to get to that. And yeah, I think that's about it.
And you know what? Hang out with us next week if you can.
Oh yeah. Let me throw that QR code up one more time. This is going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be a really great workshop.
If you like breaking rules, next week it's for you.
Tim, I know you like breaking rules.
I do. I'll be there early.
Tim actually sets rules on fire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And burns his hand.
All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next month. Well, we'll see you next Wednesday.